I never know how to start these videos. Does it go like, hi everyone, with a high pitch or something, everybody subscribe, kind of, blah, blah. Never mind. The point of today's video is that I'm celebrating having lost 15 kilograms with the ketogenic diet. What? We said we're celebrating. Why does this matter to you that I've lost a bunch of weight? Because today's video is going to be about progress, about celebrating progress. Now, I'm not the first person to lose weight, but typically people celebrate by sharing a before and after image. Now, the reactions are something worth talking about, because what we do is we react badly to the before image, like, ugh, gross, how could you look like that, and all sorts of things. Like, the before image is never praised in any way, and the after image is the wow image. Now, we're not going to discuss necessarily what's behind it. However, I've tried to explain it by showing you. It's gonna change your life. It's gonna blow your mind. That normally we see the before image. However, something happened to us in the before image that decided to make a change, but we made the change with progress. Now, depending on what we're talking about, the before or the progress side can be shorter or longer. My before side was 25 years. So I certainly don't hope that my progress is going to be equal to my before, because I don't want to take 25 years to lose weight. So the most important changes, the hardest work happened in the progress side, which lead to the after effects, after benefits that we take advantage of. Now, depending on our age, the chances for the after section to increase are higher, because whether it's a business or whether it's weight loss or any sort of measurable success. But in the meantime, we need to talk about the progress more than we do already, and this is what this video is about today. Now I can put my piece of paper aside. I filmed this video 3 times, not even joking. Anyway, what you can expect from this video: you can expect tips, you can expect the questions that I get asked the most. What I would kindly ask you not to expect is professional advice, because I am not qualified in any field of nutrition to tell you what to do and what not to do. What worked tremendously well for me might not work for you at all. Now, when I had this in mind to create this video and to publicly speak about my keto journey, I had no idea that I would have already lost 15 kilograms. Which is the validation I needed for myself and for myself only. Anytime a diet is mentioned in a conversation, so many opinions come up, regardless of the accuracy of the information held behind. By doing this video, I want to say that been there, done that, and I failed. And failure is just as important, if not the most important aspect in any form of measurable success. In October 2018, I came back to Romania. I was in between my contracts on the cruise ship. I've got plenty of rest, and I've got in touch with one of my good friends. In the meantime, he had become a badass CrossFit trainer. So he introduced me to CrossFit and keto. Now, I will talk about them. My light just died. Hope it doesn't make a difference. Anyway, Septimio and Ioana have been role models for me. They have taken me in and educated me on CrossFit and keto without anything to earn from it besides the feeling of having helped someone. Like any amateur and beginner wants to do, I wanted to work out in order to lose weight, but we all know abs are made in the kitchen. At that time, I have lost a total of 12 kilograms. I have done a month of the diet at home in a controlled environment and a month at sea on a cruise ship, and I failed. I've stopped the diet. I've gained back more than I've actually lost. Now, it's important to say that Whenever we quit something without having reached our final goal, we give ourselves plenty reasons. We feel justified in our own minds to do so, and I don't know whether those reasons are actually valid or not. What I know is that in the first month I felt the difference by being home in a controlled environment, being around them, and being at sea and having no control over the food that I eat. In the first part, I had a very supportive chef. She always kept something on the side for me whenever she was cooking something with sauce or breads, the things that I couldn't have. She would always keep something plain yet delicious for me to have. And then she's been changed with a chef that was less keto friendly. Unintentionally, I'm not blaming him, but it was much more difficult for me and my mindset wasn't as strong as it was at the beginning. Now, I don't know if those were excuses or not. All I know is that since I came back home and I'm in a purely and 100% controlled environment, I feel that the process is much easier. I made a promise to myself that whenever I'm going to finish that contract, I'm going to come back and I'm going to jump straight back into the keto lifestyle, and I kept the promise to myself. 3 days after I landed, after my jet lag has calmed down, I was already keto shopping. I couldn't work out because of an unrelated medical injury that I've had to deal with. I was grateful that my mentors were just as supportive as they were before. I am following certain nutritional rules as well as intermittent fasting. However, any diet in this world, whether it's healthy or unhealthy, as long as you're in a negative calorie count, you are going to lose weight. Because long story short, you need to burn more than you consume. It's that simple. However, I'm crazy impressed that I feel very energized, I feel very healthy, my skin's looking great, I feel great, and I'm eating, I'm never hungry. So keto definitely works for me, and I thought weight loss was meant to be something excruciating or terribly exhausting and consuming and all of those things, and I've reached a stage where, without bragging, I feel that it's just going the way it should be. It's all sort of effortless. I'm just, instead of feeling that I'm on a diet, I just feel that I'm making daily conscious decisions to take care of myself in my benefit, in my advantage, in my favor. So it's a bit of a shift in perspective, and I'm just getting on. I'm trying to keep track of my progress, and I'm getting on the scale, and I'm just surprised that the kilograms go the way they should. And now I want to move on into a few questions that I get asked a lot. As I said before, the moment you reject someone's hospitality or you refuse to try something that someone has home cooked, the questions are gonna arise. And those questions are like the ones that I get asked the most. Keto is a diet which implies eating high fats and low carbs. And by low carbs, I mean very low carbs. Let's say about 70% fats, 25% proteins, 5% carbs from green vegetables. No, don't get excited. This diet takes your body into a metabolic state called ketosis. Ketosis is incredibly efficient at burning fats for energy. It also turns fats into ketones in the liver, which can supply energy in the brain. Do a tiny bit of research, ask me a few relevant questions, and I'm going to try and make more videos on it. I'm not going to go full technical on keto because I'm not medically trained, but I'm going to leave some links in the description from Thomas Delore. I hope I said his name right, who I absolutely adore and admire, and I pretty much trust his input, so you can expand your knowledge level with his videos. Yes, I can. I'm alive and breathing. Rarely I have some dark chocolate, but I'm not the biggest fan of it. As long as I don't walk through the bread aisle or I don't feel like this fresh smell of homemade baked goods, I'm fine. But even if I feel them, like I'm going to control myself. I think I'm okay. I survived. First I was afraid, I was petrified. Da-da-da-da-da. When I wanted to start this diet, I was in search of a new lifestyle. I wanted to rewire my brain. I wanted to create new habits. I'm far from being at the end of the process, far from having reached my target weight. However, to be very honest, I do not see a reason why I should be off the ketogenic lifestyle. I want to give you a few tips if you're considering keto, or to be honest, even if you're considering any diet, any lifestyle change. These are tips that I've learned myself, like going through this. Do your research. You are doing this for yourself. There's no reason why others should feed you all this information unless you pay for someone to create a nutrition plan for you. But otherwise, have some respect for yourself, because you are doing this for yourself. You should know all the information you need, and because you might be challenged one way or another, and it's good to have your facts straight. You probably know by now, you've experienced this one way or another. Whenever a diet is mentioned, so many opinions pop up. The moment you kind of refuse something, especially when Romanians are great in hospitality and great at being hosts, so they kind of like force feed you things they did and they want you to try, whether they're good or bad or whatever. And the moment you say they are on a diet, time stops. You see the forks dropping down, mouths open. You can hear the blood pumping quicker through their veins. And opinions start. The moment you said diet, they're going to be opinionated. They're going to tell you that that's not good for you without knowing anything relevant to the story, without knowing anything about diets, about how it works, about the chemistry behind it, without knowing what else you take on the side to make sure that everything that you do is healthy. They just consider that and they tell you what to do. It's how it works. You need to accept it one way or another, which is related to the first thing that I said. Do your research, because you're going to be challenged in many ways, and the last thing you want is for you to be going through this for yourself and to feel challenged and you feel like, oh, I haven't thought about this, and what if they're right, and never mind, I'm going to come off the diet. No, do your research and be prepared for many opinions. People try to sabotage you one way or another. I'm not sure how it goes around the world, but typically in Romania, people say that a little bit of everything is good. So that's as advice for when people try to lose weight. They just go, a little bit of everything is just fine. You just need to eat everything in moderation, and that's okay. And it's okay. You should, I know you're on your diet, but you should have a piece of this cake, and you should have a little bit of bread with that, and you should have a bit of pasta, or like just try it. Be prepared for those situations, because they are going to happen. I'm not saying that you should make a massive deal out of you, but just have a plan of action that works for you. Which brings me to the third point. When you decide to start a diet, you need to consider so many elements. You don't need to be necessarily on the same mind page as you might be whilst listening to me saying these things to you. And you should consider coming back from a very tiring day at work. Maybe you should consider eating different to all of your other family members. Maybe you should consider traveling, not being at home. You should consider all sorts of moods when you're exhausted, when you're sad, when you're depressed. You are making this change for yourself for the long run. Even if you just want to lose a few kilos, even if you don't want to do this, to adapt this ketogenic lifestyle, and you just want to do it for a short period of time, either or. Control your environment. Be prepared for anything, so your circumstances won't take you by surprise, so you always know when you need to eat, where you can get food, what are, some sort of emergency foods that you can have, not ideal, but that you can have that would still keep you into keto. Now, coming off the diet implies, and the light's dead. hi or hi, my name is. Does it go like sound check? No. Is this better for sound check? No. Sound check, sound check, sound check.